Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of The Roundup, a Korean crime action thriller from 2022 that is a sequel to The Outlaws from 2017. I do have a review of The Outlaws on my channel from some years ago. It was a good flick, and this sequel is a very good follow-up. 4 years after the sweeping operation in the last film, Detective Seok-do and Captain Jeon head to Vietnam to extradite a suspect. They interrogate the man, who reveals that he turned himself in because his life is in danger. Through further investigations, the dead bodies continue to pile up, and the cops eventually set their sights on a vicious killer who has kidnapped and killed Koreans and tourists in exchange for money. Now, the opening scene of The Roundup is short, but effective. The bad guy is introduced immediately as a very vicious kidnapper who beats and cuts his victim up with a knife. I like how the villain is established as being aggressive and difficult to kill. This is consistent with the types of bad guys we got in the first movie, which had some intensely unlikable antagonists that had to be taken down through forceful means. And these types of characters help to make the movie more entertaining because you really want to see them brought to justice. Now, early on, we reunite with our protagonist in a slightly comedic scene where he handles a hostage situation by, of course, knocking some dude's block off. Oh yes, Dong-seok is back, folks, in the lead role, and if there's one thing we can agree on, it's that we all like watching him punch bad guys in the face. He has actually enhanced his career on doing such things, and it's nice to see him continue to get big-time roles after his popularity increased internationally after appearing in Train to Busan. Always a likable lead, he's a lovable dude with some dangerous fists. And there is some light humor introduced near the beginning, while the plot settles itself in, but it's in a laid-back style and does not distract from the conflicts. Pacing is nice, with a nicely crafted, efficiently told conflict at its center. The movie is very focused, doesn't waste much time on outside of the murder investigation. I also like how the additional conflict emerges between criminal factions, which gives the film an extra dynamic and an excuse to toss in more fights. So you kind of have this triangle of conflict between the cops and then this bad guy who also has a conflict with these other bad guys. So I like it when films do that. It mixes things up a little bit. There are a handful of confrontations and violent moments. There's a pretty good chase scene in high grass. There are multiple violent knife fights involving the bad guys and some mercenaries or bodyguards that were hired by another bad guy who they have a beef with. And these scenes are good and involve not only knives, but hatchets. Hong Kong movies from the 80s and 90s would be proud of the use of sharp melee weaponry that is showcased in this movie. The finale is kind of a no-holds-barred slugfest that pretty much satisfies. So, I think the overall quality of this film is good. Good acting, good direction, you get some good action in there, an efficiently told story. I think The Roundup is every bit as good as The Outlaws, if not even a little bit better. If they decide to make a third installment of this franchise, I'm all for it, and I'll watch it. Both of these movies are available streaming. You can check Amazon, YouTube, or Tubi. And as always, we will see you next time.